Ooh, that's a lot of bloopers. There's going to be a lot of bloopers on this one. Hello YouTube friends, and welcome back to Renee Anita B. I have another What Sold video for you. These are 20 items that I sold during the month of February. Please keep in mind that I do offer free shipping on all of my items. The average shipping cost is between $4 and $5 per item because most of my items are shipped first class. I do incorporate the shipping cost into the price of my items. If this is the first time you're tuning into my channel, thank you so much. I'd really appreciate it if you would consider hitting that little red subscribe button down below. So let's see what sold during the month of February. I didn't have any spectacular sales this month, but I had twice as many sales as the month before, so I'll take that. The first item was a box of Nintendo Super Mario Lenticular Valentines. These are the kind that if you turn them a certain way, the picture changes on them. I paid $1.29 for these at a thrift store while visiting my parents last winter, and they sold for the full asking price of $14.94. The next item was a Peanuts St. Patrick's Day garden flag with Charlie Brown and Snoopy on it. It was still new in the package. I paid 98 cents for this at my local thrift store, and it sold for the full asking price of $14.94. The next item was a Lefton China teapot-shaped shamrock trinket dish. I paid $1 for this at a garage sale. I sent an offer to an interested buyer and it sold for $18.94. The next item surprised me. It was a box of Norwex water filtration system refills. It was a 2-pack, still a sealed box. I paid $1.97 for this at my local thrift store. I accepted an offer and it sold for $32.94. I would have never taken the time to look at something like this, but a while ago I was watching YouTube videos and I saw somebody else pick these up. I'm not sure who to credit for giving me that tip, but I'm very grateful for it. The next item was an Enesco Treasured Memories Springtime Friends figurine. This was a boy with a basket of eggs. I had the matching girl figurine, but that one sold a couple years ago. This one's been sitting here ever since. I bought it at a St. Vincent de Paul thrift store. I think I paid $1.49 for it, and it sold for the full asking price of $12.86. The next item was a pair of BKE denim jean shorts. These were a teen size 26. They were definitely a well-worn pair of shorts with lots of fading and distressing. I paid $1 for these at a garage sale, and they sold for the full asking price of $14.94. The next item was a Western oval brass belt buckle with horses on it. This came in a lot of 4 buckles that I bought on shopgoodwill.com back when the pandemic was going on. I paid a total of $28.31 for the lot, bringing the cost of goods to $7.08 per buckle. I accepted an offer and this one sold for $20. I have one left to sell from that lot. The first one sold for $29.86, and the second one I accepted an offer for $25. The next item was a set of 2 Nickelodeon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle party invitations. I paid 48 cents each for these at my local thrift store, so I have less than $1 invested in them. I accepted an offer, and they sold for $12.50. The next item was a Ty Beanie Boo Shadow the Black Cat Halloween plush toy. I paid 50 cents for this at a garage sale, and it sold for the full asking price of $16.94. And it sold in February. The next item was a Commonwealth Angry Birds Bad Piggies Green Pig plush toy. I paid 25 cents for this at a garage sale. I remember watching a YouTube video where another reseller said that the Angry Bird plush toys, the ones that are not birds, can be worth some money. So when I saw this one at a garage sale for 25 cents, you better believe I grabbed it. The next item was a set of 2 vintage metal Easter cookie cutters. This was a rabbit and a chick. I paid 18 cents each for these at my local thrift store. I sent an offer to an interested buyer and they sold for $11.34. The next item was a Care Bear St. Patrick's Day scrub top in a women's large. I paid $1 for this at a garage sale. I received several lower offers almost immediately after listing it, but it sold for the full asking price of $19.94. The next item was a vintage 1950s Gillette blue flare tip safety razor, something that I had sitting in my death pile for a long time. I paid $2 for a box full of vintage razors and accessories. This was one of 5 razors from that box. It sold quickly after listing it for the full asking price of $29.94. And after that one sold so quickly, I checked my death pile and lo and behold, I had another one of the same style, so I cleaned it up and got it listed. The next item was a pair of Vionic slip-on thong sandals in a women's size 10. I bought these on eBay back in 2018 for my daughter's wedding. They were a little too small, but I didn't want to have to pay the shipping charges or the restocking fee to send them back. And since I sell on eBay anyway, I thought I might as well try to sell them. That might have been a mistake because they've been sitting here for almost 5 years. So when someone actually paid full price for them, I was super excited. They sold for the full asking price of $109.94. I didn't make any profit on them, but I certainly was glad to get my money back. The next item was a set of 2 Hallmark Mary miniatures. This was a Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus. I paid $50 for a lot of 75 Hallmark Mary miniatures on eBay. That averages out to 70 cents a piece, so I have $1.40 invested in this pair. I sent an offer to an interested buyer and they sold for $14.19. The next item was a set of battery-operated pumpkin LED string lights. I paid 50 cents for these at our new bin store, Bintopia. I sent an offer to an interested buyer and they sold for $13.94. The next item was a 2002 Garfield Jumbo Coloring Activity Book. It was unused. I paid 25 cents for this at a garage sale. This was actually an international sale. I believe it went to Canada, and it sold for the full asking price of $19.94. The next item was a vintage 1985 Enesco Leprechaun Shelf Sitter figurine. I paid 38 cents for this at my local thrift store, and it sold for the full asking price of $29.94. The next item was a vintage Capiz shell turkey sun catcher. I paid 48 cents for this at my local thrift store, and it sold for the full asking price of $19.94. And it sold in February. The last item was a set of 12 sports-themed fillable plastic Easter eggs. I paid 97 cents for a mixed bag full of plastic Easter eggs at my local thrift store. I lotted up the sports ones and they sold for the full asking price of $14.94. Hopefully you saw something here you might be on the lookout for the next time you're out thrifting. If you like this video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up down below. And if you'd like to help me reach my goal of 100 subscribers this year, go ahead and click that little red subscribe button down below. It doesn't cost anything, it's absolutely free. The first item, oh my gosh. Lefton China teapot. Teapot shaped shamrock. A Lefton China. That's a mouthful. This came in a lot of 4 buckles that I bought on Shopwell. And they sold for $12.94. No, they didn't. They sold for $12.50. I gotta look more at my notes. I'm trying to not look down at my notes all the while I'm talking. The next item was a Thai Beanie Boo Hello. The next item was a Commonwealth Angry Birds. The next item was a Commonwealth Angry Birds. Yeah. It was Angry Birds, I get it. The next item was a Commonwealth Angry Birds Bad Piggies. Oh my gosh. And it sold for the full asking price of $16.94. No, it didn't. Thought I could do that without looking at my notes. I paid $2 for a box full of used vintage razors and jewelry. These were something I had in my... So when someone... Why can't I talk? I paid 50 cents... $50. The next item was a set of... The next item was a 2002 Garfield Jumbo... The next item was a 2002 Garfield Jumbo coloring. Yeah. The next item was a 1985 Enesco Leprechaun Shelf Sitter. Shelf shitter. The next item was a vintage Capiz shell. I think that's how you say that word. The last item was a set of 12 sports themed. I paid 97 cents for a big full. As always, from my heart to yours, share love, not hate. Have a wonderful day.